Season 1, Waves and Sound, Physics in a Necrotic World, Episode 3, Regular Symmetry of Wave Functions. Welcome, strangers. It's all about perception. Waves transfer energy without mass. They can also transfer information without mass. They can oscillate without mass. Really cool, yeah? Without mass. Which is a fancy-dancy word which means vibrate. Stability is relative, as is mostly everything. In fact, you know what? I can't actually think of anything that's not relative. Let me know if you come up with something. I'd love to hear it. Frequency is the number of waves over the time taken. Imagine a bobbing boy. Oh no, no goodness. No, not a child, but a boy as in like a B-U-O-Y. A red, white, buoyant flotation device. Got it? Yeah, good. The buoy is not anchored, but it moves up and down. Like a duck, you know, it moves up and down, it just bobs. So that's, hence, I dub it a bobbing buoy. Key here, it does this bobbing motion about a fixed point, even though the waves are the waves, as they go, these waves are quite regular. They're like regular waves. What a great customer these waves are. A regular. These waves move in one direction. The bobbing buoy does more bobbing. Brilliant. What does this show? Energy is transferred surfing the waves without mass. This is also a feature of Ripple Tank. With this nice piece of tech, it's not that nice, but it's a pretty nifty piece of tech. It makes waves. A vibrating bar can be used to generate continuous waves. A light source above a ripple tank can cast a shadow on the paper below, revealing the waves. You know what? Take a photo, admire it. Actually, pin it on your bedroom wall. Why not? I'm sure it's a great photo. And with a ruler, measure the wavelength. If you don't know the time right now, it's definitely way past the time to get a watch. Get a watch, yeah. So what we need to do is we need to count the number of waves passing a specific point in 10 seconds to find out the frequency of the waves. Frequency is measured in a unit called hertz. Yep. Not ketchup. I know you're hungry, but more like a radio signal. Hertz, that's measurement, unit of measurement. Divide the number of waves by blank to find frequency. Divide the number of waves by Yep, it's period in seconds. Period, as in full stop. Lessen or shedding of the uterine lining? No, none. Period is 1 over frequency. It's another word for time. Wave speed, aka velocity, aka also known as V, is frequency in hertz multiplied by wavelength in meters, with units in meters per second squared? No, meters per second. Meters per second squared is for acceleration. Waves are chaotic, as well as they are, a force of nature. Feigenbaum said, "It's a fraud to have named the subject chaos." He's the guy who derived a nice constant from the Mandelbrot set, from the bifurcation diagram of chaos. It's a great quote because it draws back to waves that aren't stable. Waves aren't stable, nothing's stable. Even literal nothing lacks stability. Chaos isn't going to fit into neat little, cubby holes or like a locker or like some neat little box or something. It's not going to happen. However, it is patented. However, it is patterned. And those who are risk adverse would at this point get another network of perceptions to chew on. Change is what Change is what drives new paths forwards. How you see a system changes how the system ranks as per your metric of understanding, your perception of the world, your viewpoint, your perception. It's all about human perception. It's a fascinating thing to study waves. It's even more fascinating how there's no true way to define stability. You can't actually define anything really. not in networks either, not in life, definitely not in this. I can only strongly encourage you to jump on the bandwagon of tuning forks and problem solving and all the, straightforward physics stuff, alongside something more, like, I want to listen to the music. I want to hear the music that Ball was talking about. I want to hear the music. I want to chase that seemingly cold, hard facts that can be brutally, torn apart. I want to tear it apart. I want to see what it's made of. With philosophical scrutiny. Yeah, I want to tear it apart. I want to see what's made of. Keep an open mind. I promise there's truth to the cliche. A bobbing boy can only do so much in comparison to your interpretation of the feature and how it maps onto your current reality. It's a keyword your, mine, your. I promise this is how it works. If this piques your interest, piques, you get it? I've actually made quite a lot of puns here. Please do join me for more. Next session is transverse faves. Be on the lookout for zombies. I love how when you search how likely a zombie apocalypse is, it says virtually zero. Well, Oppenheimer and his team, they said that the chance of atmospheric ignition from the atomic bomb was virtually zero as well. I mean, get your hopes up, One day, that's some possibility that I'd hope would never amass to anything. Hopefully not. Ever. See you next time at Physics in a Necrotic World. This is your host, Rimona Christian. R out.